house, Unit 4, dirt track. Oh, don't forget to buy yourself a Christmas gift and another suppressor. That way you get what you wanted. Yes, sir. Yep, we're going to get into that tonight. We got 3 people on, 1 thumbs up, so we'll wait till some more people get in. Hopefully YouTube will announce the chat. A lot of people say they don't even get notified, but let me know if y'all got notifications that the chat was coming up. I know y'all know that it's on Wednesday, but let me know if y'all get a notification that says, hey, Big Johnson's gone live, because sometimes it'll show me, but I haven't seen one in a while. I didn't see one at all last week. And I think the chat before that one, I think it showed halfway during the chat. So, but yeah, definitely buy yourself something for Christmas. We'll get into that. And I've got, y'all have to let me know. I've got a bunch of automotive news. If y'all want to hear the automotive news, you know, if y'all are curious, we'll get into that as well. So let's see here. Hopefully YouTube says we're going to be a go. I haven't seen any more people. Well, yeah, so 7 people on. So let me know if y'all are chatting amongst yourself, and we're going to have a drink I've been waiting on. I've been in the garage cleaning all kinds of shit. I had a situation happen in my garage, if y'all want to hear. But, you know, I needed to move stuff around anyway, so it kind of worked out. But Unit 4 is in the house. He says I'm auto curious. All right, let me know if some more people want to hear about it, because like I said, there's a lot of stuff going on y'all might not even know about. Actually, you probably don't know about, because some of this is kind of behind the scenes. But hello, Dexter. How are you? Hello, Redbird. And Prantic is in the house. Yeah, it's some crazy stuff that's going on in the automotive that a lot of people aren't aware of. And also, I've got some information I want to share with y'all if y'all are looking for vehicles. Hello, Mike the Hoganator. How are you doing, sir? Work is dumb. Hello, Navy Vet. I appreciate y'all so much. Matter of fact, I just donated a bunch of points yesterday. I've been off this week. Donated a bunch of hotel points to Justin's Final Mission, and there was another group. Man, I can't remember their name. It was for a vet society, or veteran society. It wasn't Wounded Warriors, it's another one. Prentick says I like shit shows with happy endings. Hello, Levalo, how are you? Hopefully I pronounced that right. Levalo. But, you know, and we're going to get into the Christmas gifts for the gun guys, or, you know, manly men in general. I've got some good ideas. I mean, things that I like and things that I would recommend and things that I've bought in the past, even for friends. You know, I don't give, like, close friends Christmas gifts a lot, but every once in a while, you know, I'll, and sometimes I'm blessing them with stuff, you know, that I've either not ever used or used, and, you know, they've asked about it or been like, hey man, I really like that. And I'll kind of not really elephant gift it. I'll just kind of surprise them with it. And they'll be like, oh man. I'm like, hey, I remembered you said you really like this, and so here you go. Mook is in the house. Oh, I did pronounce it right. Good. What is up, Indy Irish? Long time no see. Yeah, you got some snow and stuff in Michigan, don't you? Is y'all's weather crazy? Everybody's weather crazy? Ours is actually still pretty nice. Not super cold here. I mean, it gets a little cool in the evenings, but it's been pretty nice in the daytime. But what I had is in my garage, and when I bought the house, I floored the whole attic with, I don't remember if it was 1/2 inch. It was either 1/2 inch or 3/4 inch plywood. So, you know, we store stuff up there. Some of it's kind of heavy. But my wife had put like some suitcases up there in one area, and she didn't put it on the boards. I've always told her, hey, always put it on the board. the wood that I put up there on the 2x6s or whatever they are, I think they're 2x8s or 2x6s, I don't remember. Don't put it directly on the sheetrock, because it's not designed to hold weight. Well, she's like, these were some suitcases, like roller suitcases. And she's like, oh, they're not very heavy. And then when I had my surgery, or not surgery, well, I did have surgery on the blood clots, but like my roller walker and my hand walker, she just kind of set that stuff up there. Well, we went out the other morning in the garage, and the drywall had kind of pulled down, and it had a gap in it, and I'm like, oh shit. Well, anyway, I can't climb ladders super good yet. I mean, I can, but not for extended period of time. And anyway, so I got a hold of a buddy of ours, and he does construction, so he's going to come over, and they put nails when they did it a while back, so I'm going to have the drywall all re-screwed, and I could do it. I mean, normally. I can't perfectly now. So his crew is going to come over and knock it out for me. They're going to retape it, embed it, texture it, and just go ahead and shoot paint on it for me while it's here, or while they're here. And that way that garage ceiling will be redone. So that's kind of the problems I had. But I was already planning on moving around stuff in the garage. This gave me a good reason to do it. So I've gotten shelves moved, and I'm gonna start switching over toolboxes and stuff like I talked about. Yep, warm, humid, and gray in Katy all day. Yeah. Hello, Lynn Holt. How are you? Mr. Scott is in the house. So anyway, I'm just having all the sheetrock just re-pushed up everywhere so it's completely level, because I noticed a couple of areas it's a little wavy, so it's probably starting to sag. The nails are pulling back a little bit, and that happens over time with the garage going up and down and stuff like that when they use nails. So I'm just gonna have him re-screw everything with screws, so that way we won't have that problem, and get that whole thing knocked out so it's done and over with. So that way, definitely probably before Christmas, I'll have the toolboxes all set up and everything moved, because I'm gonna start doing some videos out there too. When it's like, if I just want to go out there, I might go out there with a little hoodie on or something if it's cold, but I just want to get out there a little bit and start playing around with some tools. Maybe we'll show some tools and stuff while we're on the chat or something like that. If y'all are interested in that, if you're not, that's cool. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into it. We'll go ahead and knock out a couple of Christmas gifts that I highly recommend. And they don't have to be super, super expensive, but for young men, older men, whatever, a watch is really good. It doesn't have to be a high dollar watch. A nice watch. I'm not into smartwatches. That's just not me, but if that's what that person likes, that's cool. But a nice watch, get a square, oval, whatever you like, and it doesn't have to be super, super expensive. Casio makes really good watches. Seiko makes awesome watches. Citizen makes good watches. There's all different kinds of brands, and you can't go wrong with a G-Shock. Especially for the younger guys and older guys. I mean, I love G-Shocks. I have tons of them. I probably have like 20 or 30 of them. I really enjoy G-Shocks, and there's all different kinds. You can go for the Explorer, the cheaper ones, all the way up, or the Expeditions or whatever they're called, up to the high dollar G-Shocks. I don't really like the Mud Runners and all those big old clunky ones. I'm not really into those. But you can get them camoed and black and whatever colors. So that's always a good thing. But hopefully I haven't lost anybody. The chat looks like it's kind of stalled, but we got 16 on, 4 thumbs up. But watches are always a good idea. Flashlights. Can't go wrong with a pocket flashlight or a big flashlight to throw in your vehicle. It doesn't have to be anything monstrous like this. This thing's crazy bright. This is a string light. I mean, this thing's insane. But to throw in your vehicle, These are really good. Handhelds are really good. I'm a big flashlight guy. And of course weapon lights if somebody, wants that, but some people don't run lights on their guns. I get that. So flashlights are always a hit, and knives. I love knives. I'm not like a knife reviewer, but I've got a bunch of knives too. Some are expensive, some are not expensive. It just depends, on what maybe you're looking for. I like a flipper, like a little flipper deal. I like those a lot. Bowtac has Seiko watches on sale. That's cool. I don't think I'm familiar with Seiko watches. Unit 4 says, I was a watchaholic at one time, never had anything too expensive, but always got compliments. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. You can have a really nice watch. What's crazy is I get compliments all the time on my Casio Duros. They're like $25 watches. They kind of look like Submariners, but it's called the Casio Duro. They're like Duro, but I think they're 100 meters, I think, and they're only like $25. But I always get different straps and kind of trick them out just because I like goofing around with them. But I've got like one that looks like the Hulk, the Rolex Hulk. I've got one that looks like a Pepsi, the Rolex Pepsi. I've got a couple of different ones, and people are like, "Oh man, that's a cool watch. What is that?" And I'm like, "It's a Casio Duro. It's freaking $25 plus the strap. The straps cost more than the damn watch." But I get compliments all the time on those watches. People are like, "Damn, is that a Rolex?" And I'm like, "Nope. That's a $25, $30 watch." But they're very robust. I mean, I've slammed them into doors. I don't wear my Rolexes. I mean, I wear them, but I don't wear them a lot because some people are, they're like, oh, depending on who I'm meeting with. I'm not the guy that, runs around like that. But like I said, I'm a big watch fan. I love watches. Jerry Johnson says, I like my Olight Drever orange flip open O knife. There you go. I mean, I haven't played with any of the O knives. They reached out to me a while back and was like, hey, you want to check out some of these knives? And, nothing against them. I mean, I'm sure they're great, but I was just like, Oh, Seiko watches. Yeah, Seikos are awesome watches. I've got some kind of expensive Seikos, and then I've got some cheaper Seikos. I mean, I like Seikos. They're great watches. And I mean, I'll be honest with you, and I've said this before, those $30 watches, those Casio Duros keep better time than my freaking Rolexes. I mean, of course, those are batteries. Rolex isn't self-winding, but even when I put them in the watch winder, I'll pull them out, and sometimes I don't wear them a whole bunch, but they're shit. They can be like 8 minutes off, sometimes 6 to 8 minutes, and they're serviced. It's just they lose it over time. So, but like I said, I'm a big watch fan. And I've bought younger kids, like nephews and cousins and stuff like that. I've bought them watches for Christmas and for their birthdays, and they love them. I've got one cousin that we get Casios. He has started a Casio collection, so every year I give him a different Casio, and he expects them. If he doesn't get his Casio, he gets pissed off. So. Yeah, don't buy a Rolex for the time. Yeah, I mean, everybody kind of knows that. Yes, quartz watches do keep very accurate time. I mean, that's a given. But again, I enjoy the mechanical. I really like the automatic watches. I'm just fascinated by the gears. I've never shown it, but right across from me, I have it's a clock about this tall. It's about that tall, and I don't know, about that wide. And it was a clock that it was on a ship way back in the day, like a naval ship. And it was my grandfather's watch that you put like on a desk or whatever. That thing's probably freaking 70 years old. I mean, it's just got like the 2 plug. Then you have a ground plug. It's got the old school plug. That damn thing still works, and it works perfectly. Perfectly. You set it, you open up the front door, you just turn it and set it, move the hands physically, shut the door, freaking holds perfect time. I mean, I'm just fascinated with that thing that it still freaking works, but it works perfectly. So anyway, I think it's 60 or 70 years old, but it's all hand carved. It's got little poles on it and stuff. It's pretty cool. But anyway, I'm just fascinated with like gears and shit like that. So the mechanical part of it, I think that's really cool. Timex Expedition is a very good watch. Hamiltons are great watches. If anybody's into Hamiltons, they're really, really good watches. Scott says, yeah, but the questions are yours Swiss made or made in China and assembled in Switzerland? No, both of my Rolexes are pure Switzerland. Mine are the older ones. I've had them for a long time. They're not the China ones. They're 100% Swiss made. I've had them serviced, verified, and they're the real deal, and they're 100% Swiss. So I made sure of that back in the day, because there was always leaks that part of them were made in China. But no, even inside, when I get them from Rolex, I always, when I get them serviced, I tell them I want everything Swiss to keep it original. And I've got the data cards and everything that shows it. And when I get it back, they've got the, updated card showing it's serviced and all Swiss parts and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, when things were built to last, exactly. And that's kind of what I wanted to get into tonight, too, kind of off topic. We did the watches. I'm just going to mark these off. We did the watches. We did the flashlights. We did the knives. Whiskey is always good, or whatever their beverage is. That's always a good thing to give. And tools. Tools is another good one. And what I was meaning by tools is even like little pocket screwdrivers, like just the small ones, or the little small wrenches, or the little small socket sets that someone could throw in a car just to have in a pinch. Those are always good. Or building a little go bag kind of with tools, just to have them in case anything happened. You would have some tools on your person or in your vehicle. That's always good too. And you don't have to buy super expensive tools depending on how they're going to be used. Harbor Freight, has great tools, depending on which ones you get. So, the Icons are really good. I've played with a lot of them, own some. We'll go through that later if y'all want. And even like Klein screwdrivers, where you get like the sockets and all that stuff. Those are really nice. Klein has some really cool stuff that's out. You can't go wrong with ammo or mags. If someone needs that, pick up some, throw it in stockings. That's always a good thing. But I'll tell you what my favorite is. What my favorite is, and I tell everybody this in my family, gift cards. And what I mean by gift cards is like a Visa gift card, because I'm pretty picky with what I need. Y'all probably are too. I like to buy what I need and what I want, rather than just getting something that I'm like, oh great, and even as a dad, getting something that's like, oh yay, I got 15 of those and I don't use the first one. Not being disrespectful, I appreciate everything I get, but gift cards are a big thing to me, like a Visa gift card or something like that. Or if it's a place that I frequent that I really like, even like a Harbor Freight gift card or a Walmart gift card if you like to go to Walmart, or Bass Pro Shop or something like that, to where you can pick out what you want. Maybe it's on sale and you're like, dang. Because there was times where I would walk around with like $500 worth of gift cards that I just collect. And a lot of them don't ever expire, or they have like 20 year expirations. So I just put them all in there when I find something I want, throw some gift cards at it. So gift cards are a big plus in my book. You can chunk them in a stocking, put them in a big old huge box where they open it up and then it's just a gift card, however you want to do it. But can't go wrong with gift cards. That way that person can buy the knife, the watch, or put it towards, even if it's not the total value, they can put it towards what they want to purchase. So that's a big thing in my book. Let's see here. Let me catch back up. Rec watches look awesome. Never seen one in person. Let me catch back up here. Have a Kuhl World War II era Hamilton 24-hour U.S. Air Force pocket watch. That's really cool. I have my grandfather's pocket watch collection. He has a whole, there was like, I don't know, there's 6 of them in a bag. Some of them are super, super old. Some of them aren't that old. But he was, my grandfather, my dad's father loved pocket watches. So I've got a whole bag of them and I really haven't gone through them. Pocket pry bars are so overlooked. Yeah, I mean, like I said, if that's something that you need or like. Scott says, I believe Charlie Sheen sued them because he bought a very expensive Rolex and then found out it was made in China. Yeah, there's some of those going around. There's a lot of really crazy fakes. They call them super clones. I mean, there's some now. You know, I used to be able to look at a lot of fake watches. I, just happened to be glancing at somebody's watch and I'm like, oh yeah, that's fake. Because you could tell the way, it was running on a battery, so it was moving funny. And then the T-Swiss T, it wasn't printed correctly, or it was like the font was wrong. But now they have them supposedly that are like crazy hard to find, or like hard to distinguish. But, but there's one usually dead giveaway. Rolex, even on their golds, their rose gold or their regular gold, they deal in precious metal. So their tint of gold is not like a normal tint of gold. Also, they're platinum. They do all their own metals. So they're different. And you can look at them and usually tell even just by the metal. If you're into that, some people, that's not their thing. So for budget tools at Icon Brand and Harbor Freight, yep. 100% of gift cards. My wife's buys stuff for me. And I get upset when I return it. She gets me what I asked for, called the hate pile. Yeah. Well, we have a rule in our household. If you give someone a gift, like with my daughter, my wife, myself, we have a rule where if you don't like it, we'll return it and give you the money towards whatever you want. And you're not going to hurt feelings if you say that. We have a rule and we've had it forever. So, my wife's like, I don't really like that. I'm like, cool, here's the receipt, get what you want. And the same with my daughter. Just gave my grandpa $50, yeah. And shingles, Jerry, I don't know what that means. Oh, brother has a little metal box that has a bunch of gift cards in it that were given to him that he regifts. Yeah. I've regifted some gift cards before too. Back in the day, I used to get a lot of them. I'd get them from work, from customers. And that's what I would do. I'd throw them in a box and people would write like how much they were on them, or I would call the 1-800 number and then I would give them out to people. Ranger says, hey, Big J, can't stay tonight at the hospital with my dad. It's not good. I'll be back in a few weeks. Everybody says, damn, Ranger, man, we'll be praying for your dad. Take care, brother. I completely understand. You stay safe, brother. Man, that sucks. I hate that, especially around Christmas time. Damn. But again, you can't go wrong with gift cards. We've got 22 on, 10 thumbs up. We'll grab a drink here, and then we're going to get into automotive. These are some things, everybody asks me, what kind of car I should buy, blah, blah, blah. I want to share some items with you. I highly recommend used vehicles, where they're really checked out. I highly recommend them. But there's been an uptick with rolled back odometers. It is popping up again, really bad. Matter of fact, on the used car market, 20 to 30% of all used cars have rolled back odometers. That's never been that high. There's a lot of them coming back where when you plug it in and verify, actually truly verify it, they have a lot more mileage on the vehicle than showing on the odometers. So there is programs now where people that know what they're doing, They can go into a new or a used odometer that's been wiped, and they can program mileage into it. So if you are buying a used vehicle, please be aware of that. Check Carfax. I know people make fun of it, but it is a pretty good tool. Check Carfax. Also, I'd recommend taking it to a dealer if it's a Dodge. Just tell the dealer that's selling it, hey, I want to run it up to the Dodge dealer and have them plug it up to verify if the mileage is real mileage. It's usually held in the BCM and in the odometer, so usually they can get a good idea if it's been changed. And sometimes you can look at the dash itself and see if the screws have been pulled, but people are good about faking that too, so just be aware of it. But yeah, 20 to 30% of all used cars now have had odometer tampering. So just be aware of that. I know that sucks, but especially if you go way, way back, man, those things were easy as shit to turn back. But now they've got hacks for the digital ones, which I knew they did, but I didn't know it was this prevalent. But I saw actually a hack, and it's crazy with what they're doing now. So please be aware of it. I mean, even like Hondas, Camrys, all these other vehicles, Chevys, Dodges. So keep that in mind if you're looking. Oh, Nalderman, how are you doing? Unit 4 says, I get gifts on Christmas that I didn't originally like, but ended up being some of my favorite gifts. Yeah. Oh, yeah. My mom gave people the receipt with the gift so they could return it if they wanted. People always took it the wrong way. She just hated wasting money. No, I get it. Yeah, definitely pray for Ranger's dad. And then another thing I wanted to share with y'all, and hopefully it's not affecting any of y'all, but repos are up 43% from 2022. People are getting buried in cars, and it all happened from we know people overpaid for vehicles. They were buried in vehicles. Now they're just letting them go back. So repos are up 43% from 2022. As of right now in 2024, they are at 2.2 million vehicles already repoed. 2.2 million. Yeah, they're predicting it's going to be 3 million before the end of this year. That's insane. But again, I've always told people, do not buy beyond your budget. Don't go out and buy these $100,000 trucks if you don't have the $100,000 to pay for them. I'm not saying you got to pay for them right out the box, and I understand people lose jobs, things happen. I get it, but don't buy anything beyond your means. If you can buy a really, really nice used vehicle that fits your budget, by all reason, buy it. Don't go breaking the bank for a fucking vehicle, excuse my language, that gets you to and from. I've got friends, and I'm like, don't buy that truck because you can't afford it. And I'm being nice. I'm not saying it in front of other people, but these are true friends. And I'm like, do not buy that truck. You're going to get buried in that truck. Your credit's not good enough. Your financing sucks. Your credit rating sucks. They're hitting you with high interest. Don't buy that truck. And the monthly payment's insane. I'm like, do not buy it. You're going to regret it. And on 2 occasions, I'm already right with 2 of my buddies, and I'm like, I told you, But, people, that's what happens. So, all about keeping up with the Joneses. Don't do that if you can't afford it. Also, I know people that have the money to buy a truck and pay it 100%. Pay it off the day they buy it. It doesn't benefit you in any way because you are using your money. You're giving them all your money. Float it. Use part of their money. Be smart about it. I'm not saying get yourself buried in it. You know, if you've got a good trade, it's paid off, and you've got a lot of equity in it, you're rolling way positive into it. Always put money down or put a vehicle down, because you got the equity in it and you're buying it right so you can sell it right. I haven't bought one vehicle, and I repeat, I have not bought one vehicle where I've lost money. I have always came out ahead, because you have to know how to play the game, whether you're buying new or used. Also, if you're buying brand new off the lot, there are vehicles that you can get that are demos, meaning they put them in service and they've got 6,000 miles on it, but the dealer's been driving it. You can get all kinds of stupid discounts on those vehicles and nobody asks. They pick one off the lot. And if you'll just say, hey, do you have any demos? You know, internal demos you've been using. Because when they put them in service from the date of service, you get all that back end money off of that truck. Because the dealer gets paid to put them in service. So use that to your advantage. So yeah, exactly. Dexter saying it. What's the loss for a new vehicle rolling off the lot? Shit, sometimes you'll lose 10 grand, $10,000 to $15,000 on some vehicles. And they hate it when it's paid up front. Yeah, but here's the thing. They don't get any in-house financing, but here's the thing. They'll tell you, if you pay for it, you know, you get, here's the price. However, if you finance it through us, we can buy you down to like 0% interest. I bought a bunch of vehicles on 0% interest. You know, if you've got the credit to do it. So you buy the vehicle on 0% interest. They're not charging you anything. Use their money. Use their money. If you total the vehicle, if something happens, it's not your money, it's their money. And that's what you got insurance for. But here's the thing. If you buy it and you decide, hey, I don't like it, and you buy it right, you got 0% or even a low percent financing, because they'll give you a discount to use their in-house, whether it be GMAC financing, Ford Motor Credit, you know, if it's a factory vehicle, you can go through their in-house financing through the manufacturer, and they'll give you all kinds of kickbacks and benefits. And some of them will even say, oh, your first payment's paid, blah, blah, blah. They'll tell you all this. You buy it, you go through their financing, and say the truck's 80 grand, and you've got 80 grand in the bank. Go ahead and go through their financing, get all the discounts, and then pay it off in freaking 6 payments, 8 payments. I've done that before. So you pay the truck off in 6, 8, 10, 12 payments. And what does that do to your credit? Shoots it sky high. You paid it off early. And some of them will have, you cannot pay it off before 6 months. Wait 6 months, on that 7th month, pay the damn thing off. That's how you work the system and build your credit. So there's all kinds of little, I mean, I'm not here trying to be a car salesman. I'm not saying that. But what's up, Casey? How are you? But, you know, that's just an opportunity. Oh yeah, some of these people, man, they're floating loans out for 6, 7 years, 6 or 7 years on a vehicle. And I understand, because it's freaking, some of these vehicles are 100 grand, but you don't have to have a $100,000 vehicle. Navy Vet says, my 2006 GMC Sierra with only 159,000 miles suits me just fine for right now. I totally get it. Totally get it. You know, be smart. Do not get taken. Oh man, I hate when I hear that people get taken. I'm just like, God dang it, man. You know, and of course I can't help everybody. I'm not sitting there at the deal with them when they're doing it, but I'm just like, man, don't let these people railroad you. So the repos are up. Here's another thing. Ford, they're closing, well, they're not closing it, but they're laying off 1,600 people in Kentucky at their electric battery plant. So 1,600 people are getting laid off from Ford at their battery plant in Kentucky. because they threw all their eggs in the basket on the EVs. EVs aren't selling, which I knew they weren't or wouldn't. I'm not saying every one of their EVs aren't. They've also stopped the Ford Lightning, so they canceled that. Dodge has canceled their new electric truck completely, which I knew they would. They threw all their eggs in the basket on this EV deal. And I was like, you need to go hybrid. If you're going to do anything, go hybrid. And they all went freaking EV. Now it's biting them in the ass. So 1,600 jobs right here before Christmas at the Kentucky plant for Ford. And it's probably going to follow with GM and Mopar and all this shit. So, you know, and I'm not knocking EVs. I'm not. I know some people have a need for them, or they're just in town driving. They can charge at night at their home. I get it. I completely understand it. But if you remember back when I was talking about this way back, I said, it's going to bite everybody in the ass. I said that live on a chat. I said, this is not a smart move. It's going to bite everybody in the ass because you need to leave the electric vehicles to the electric vehicle people, and that's Tesla. That you can't, I know they were wanting to capture that money, but to make a truck, for example, I'll throw this out there, the Cybertruck, the Tesla Cybertruck, which was $150,000 when they first came out. It's insane. You can now buy a used Cybertruck for around $50,000 to $55,000, a used Cybertruck. I mean, and people are trading these in that they paid $120,000 for them. They're trading them in and getting 40 grand. 110 from 40 or 120, 150 from 40, 130 from 40. That's crazy. That is crazy. They're taking a bath on those freaking vehicles. And now you can buy them for 55, 60 grand used. And the new ones are just going down and down and down in market because it's not a truck. Okay? I don't care what anybody says. Just because you put a bed on something doesn't make it a truck. And, we saw the Lightning, the towing capability and the charging, the Hummer, all of these other vehicles. And I'm not knocking electric vehicles. I'm really not. But, man, trying to charge that thing, and if you're dealing with up north, you're dealing with cold conditions, and battery and cold and charging don't really mix. So you could be looking at 3 days to charge your vehicle. Not on a rapid charger, I get it. But, it's just like, holy crap. Yeah, Lynn Holt, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, right here. And this is going to keep, it's not just going to be Ford. This is going to be a big deal. Because once Ford does it, other people are going to do it, and this is going to be bad. So what Ford is doing is they're flip-flopping with the EV and going hybrid, which they should have done originally. I'm not saying every vehicle, but they're going to be going more into the hybrid world. Now, if you'll remember back in 2008, 2009, Chevy had the hybrid truck, the full-size truck. They had the hybrid Tahoe. They had the hybrid Escalade. Those were flops. But again, they weren't ready for the hybrid world back then, and now they should have done gas, hybrid, and then maybe, EV later on down the road, because the environment, the infrastructure, all that is not set up for full-blown electric in a long traveling area. I've known several people that have electric vehicles. They'll put it in there going to their, parents' house or whatever, out of state, far out of state. There's not even enough charging areas. Not even enough charging areas to charge to get there. So what do? Rent a gas car. Then, if they do get to those charging stations, 5 or 6 of the chargers are broken. They're not even running. They're not even working. So they're stuck. And they have to go to another charging station that they maybe can't get to or maybe can't. It's just not set up for it yet. So I'm not knocking anybody that has it. And if you're local and you charge at home and you drive 50 miles a day, that's a different animal. That's not what I'm talking about. That is not what I'm talking about. And I'm not hating on anybody that has an electric vehicle. But these people that do like sales or whatever, like I do, yeah, it's a no go. And I'm not sitting at a charger for a freaking hour. I'm just not when I can fill my truck up in 10 minutes and be on the road, and get a full tank of gas. I'm just not going to sit there. So that's just my 2 cents. Yeah, and hybrid is the best answer. And I said that 1,000 years ago. Yeah, Scott, that's what I meant. They're canceling the EV Lightning. I'm sorry, I should have said that. Yeah, but that really sucks because I'm just like, man, you invested in all this and now you're just laying everybody off. I'm just like, that sucks. Toyota just needs to bring out that 1,400 Hilux in the U.S. that sell 1 million of them in the first year. Yeah, that's the thing, Scott. You probably saw the Hilux truck. It is not set up for EPA for our U.S. It's not set up for it. They would bring that truck over here, and they were talking about, we can sell it for $20,000. After they put the EPA regulations on it, they put the taxation on it, the tariffs on it, that truck would be 40 grand. So you're not getting a $20,000 truck anymore. That truck, I don't think that truck will ever truly come here. I would love to have a Hilux here. I would love it. I drove a Hilux when I was in Mexico. It was freaking awesome. I mean, the truck was cool as shit. I have a buddy that lives in Mexico, and he has a Hilux 4-door, and it's freaking awesome. He loves that thing. But because of all our bullshit regulations and cafe laws and emission laws, they don't have any of that on those. So to put all that on there, then to have it regulated and then have it taxed, it costs you out the ass. So I don't see them coming here like that. I wish they would, but I just really don't. And again, if it changes, I'll eat crow. I'll be like, oh yeah, cool, they did it. But I don't see that. Mercedes charging stations? I haven't seen that. Lynn, I didn't know they were doing that at all. Yeah, the diesel. The diesel's badass. And that's what I said. We could get the diesel. I mean, we're set up for diesel here, so why couldn't we get it? Yeah, I always said if they came out with a Hilux here, I would buy one. Those things are bulletproof. They are awesome. Yeah, we all want diesels with no emissions and no DEF. Yeah, and I should have never sold it. I should have never sold my 12 valve Cummins 1 ton. I should have never sold it. Now, it wasn't stock. It was hooked up with nitrous and propane. That thing was a beast. Dr. Performance did all the trickery on it. That thing was crazy, crazy fast. It was a fun vehicle. And again, that was before DEF. Even with the new DEF, that truck would have been out of regulation, so I wouldn't have had to have DEF because of the year model. But that was a fun truck. And man, it would pull a freaking house down. Also, I forgot to say this, Ram, Dodge, Dodge and Ram, but the Ram division is coming out with the Ram Charger. So it will be available, and it's going to have the Cummins. So it's going to have a Cummins version. Now it's not going to be the 12 valve, but it is going to be a Cummins setup. And it's kind of like a Tahoe Suburban kind of look. It really looks good. It looks really good, but it will be called supposedly the Ram Charger. I don't know if I'm supposed to be saying that, but whatever. But it'll be coming, and it will have the Cummins, a version of the Cummins. I don't know which Cummins yet. They haven't announced it, but Cummins will be making the engine. It will be a diesel offering. So if anybody wants that, it should be coming. What's up, G23? How are you, buddy? Yes, it does have to be built here, Dexter. That's the thing. When a truck is built here, it gets all kinds of discounts. It meets cafe. It meets The CAFE rating, it meets the EPA ratings because it's built here. And that's why that truck will not happen here, because it's not built here. So if they brought it over and built it here, that'd be a whole different animal. But I don't think they're going to do it. That's the thing, Scott. If you buy one in Mexico and you bring it back, you have to have it emission equipped. You have to put all the money into it, or it can't be driven here legally. And you can't get it licensed here and registered here because of that reason. So, and I'm not saying that they won't eventually build one here, but who the hell knows when that's going to happen. Yeah, I mean, I'm a big Mopar fan. I think y'all know that. And I mean, I like Chevy and I like Ford too. I'm not hating on anything. I've owned them all. The only thing I haven't owned is and I've had a Taco. I had the original 4Runner. What was that? What the hell was that? With the 22R, the original 4Runner where you could take the roof off of the back of it. I don't even know what year model that was. I've told stories about it before, but I had one of those, and it was a freaking great Toyota. I should have never sold it. But it was sold to a kid that was getting his driver's license, and he was freaking ecstatic. And he caught me at a gas station, or his dad did. And I had tons of vehicles at that time, so I sold it, but I should have never sold it because they're worth a ton of money now. And I got a good money for it because it was very, very nice. It was actually low mileage for that year model, but I'm trying to remember what year model it was. It was an 86, I think. Maybe it was an 86 or an 84. Oh, I can't remember. But anyway, it was one of the original ones. But I've never had a Tundra. I've driven them, and I wasn't super impressed back a long, long time ago. But the new engine, I would never have a Toyota Tundra with the new engine. SR5, is that what it's called? I don't remember. I just know it had the 22 RAE. You could remove the back, top, kind of like the old Blazer, the K5 Blazers. See, Scott's saying the Ramcharger name is already floating around out there. TK's Garage has been talking about it already. Yeah, well, it is happening. We're building some stuff for it, so I think I can go ahead and say it because Mopar already leaked pictures, or somebody leaked pictures, so I can talk about it now. So I think that's going to sell like crazy because a lot of people love the Cummins, and to have it like in a Tahoe kind of suburban setup. And I don't know if y'all know this, but Tahoe and Suburban already have the Duramax in them. They announced that this year, and they've already got them in the dealerships. So you can't get a Suburban and a Tahoe with a Duramax in it. It's a version of the Duramax. However, Allison's not with Chevy anymore. They separated. The Ramcharger will be a hybrid. No, I don't know about that. Who knows? They might have another hybrid version. Who knows? Also, wanted to ask y'all's opinion, because I kind of think something might be happening, and I want to see if I'm crazy or what. I want to get y'all's opinion. Do you think a WAR is coming? And if so, who do you think it's coming with? Because with stocks and everything, I'm predicting something's happening. I'm predicting it, but let me know if I'm off base. And I'm usually pretty good about this. Scott's saying everyone wants to be the Marty McFly truck. Those things are now super collectible, yeah. Dexter said there's a lot of reasons for shit to be going on, yeah. But do y'all think a WAR is coming that we're going to be involved in? Yes, no, if so, with who? If not, okay. But let me know what you think. We've got 20 people on here, 13 thumbs up, so let me know. What's up, Trigger Bar? How are you, brother? And again, there are some content creators such as Trigger Bar himself. So go over and check out his channel. Dexter says that will depend on Congress, and it's always an economy floater. Lynn Holt says RAW. No. But yeah, the question was, do you think a WAR is coming with someone? US versus someone. The problem with getting a big SUV or truck is the damn pricing. They're out of their freaking minds on pricing. Yes, they are. Also, there has been a lot of rumors that there is going to be a price decrease in two things: automotive and housing. Um, and I think it's going to happen. I think you're going to see some huge rebates come out, and I think the housing market is it's either going to crash or they're going to definitely lower some stuff. Dexter, you are right on the head. You're thinking the Venezuela thing with the tanker, yes. Um, I think so. Because, and this is my theory, I don't know if y'all know what Venezuela is known for and has a ton of, but it's stuff that we like. And it starts with an O and it ends with an L. And I'm thinking there's probably going to be an announcement. And I'm not an inside trader, trust me, but I think something's coming. And I'm not the conspiracy guy, but I think an announcement's coming. Trigger Bar says thumbs up, y'all. Yeah, hit that. Dexter says black gold. You're exactly correct. For those of us that remember that show, yep. Black gold Texas tea. Yep, Scott says China's definitely been eyeing parts of Russia. That is correct. I'll be with whoever's backing Venezuela. Yeah. Oh, also, man, God, I don't know if y'all are into this, but man, I'm addicted to a show. Addicted. Landman. Whew. If y'all are not watching Landman, you're wrong. I'm just telling you. The stuff that Taylor is writing in that show is phenomenal. Every time I watch that show, I'm like, I've been there, I've been there, I've been there, I've been there, because it's Midland, Odessa. But that show is freaking phenomenal. So if you're not watching Landman, I highly recommend it. It is an incredible show. The one-liners, the tangents Billy Bob goes on, it's amazing. I mean, that show is an incredible show. Incredible show. And what's crazy, I used to not work with the Roughnecks, but I used to, I'm in the automotive industry. I used to deal a lot with them on products and vehicles for Halliburton. I'll just go ahead and say it doesn't matter. Halliburton fleet vehicles and stuff like that for the oil rigs. And man, those are some genuine hardworking dudes. I mean, I just have so many flashbacks when I watch that show. I'm just like, man, this freaking show is incredible. So damn good. Landman is a way reminds me of Who Shot JR in Dallas, yeah. I mean, what's crazy, my wife and I went to a South Fork party. This was 15, 20 years ago. Went to a big South Fork party. They had, who was there? I want to say Waylon Jennings, or no, Willie Nelson. Willie Nelson was there. It was a big shindig, and we were invited to it. It was pretty cool. Had dinner, and they had Willie Nelson. They had somebody else there too, not Waylon Jennings. Oh God, what was his name? He's freaking from Texas. George Strait. God, no why I drew a blank. George Strait was there. They each did about 30 minutes. It was pretty cool. But that was a long, long time ago. But it was for charity, and we went, and it was really, really a good time. So, But yeah, it's a cool place. We got to tour it, but I had toured it before. This was just an event they had there, and it was, you know, we went for a charity event, and anyway, I won't say who it was, but I just think something's coming. You know, I'm not a kook or, you know, any of that, but man, it's just something's coming. And we know what WER does for the economy. So, and it pushes all this crap that's been happening and the files that we haven't seen. It just pushes the agenda to something else. And I think that's what they're looking for. So, if we're worried about WER, we're not worried about the files. And we still haven't seen shit from the files. So, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm right, but I don't know. Let's see here. Scott says, I have friends in the oil industry down in Texas. They hate Venezuela oil. It's a pain in the ass to refine because it's garbage oil. Yeah, but they've got a shitload of it. It has been it's a shitload of it. Yeah, exactly, Dexter. That's where I'm saying they're just moving the agenda to something else. And I think that it's inevitable that it's going to happen. I don't want it to happen because we've got enough shit we're worrying about. And I don't know if y'all saw this. Did you notice that something else got passed? What was it? 900 billion? But they passed a bill in the middle of the night to, you know, 2 countries. I think it was 900 billion. Oh, is there a presidential address tonight? I don't know. But if there is one, I would not be surprised if something was brought up. I haven't seen anything. Is there U.S. Navy vet? Is there something? Is there something that's going on there? I haven't seen if there's a presidential address tonight. But would not surprise me if something's not going to be said tonight or tomorrow, but I'm just telling you. And I can't see into the future, but I think something's happening. Oh yes, on the bill, yeah. They pushed it, and all the shit that's going on here. Everything that's happened. Oh, there is something at 9 p.m.? Oh crap, 8 Central? Oh shit, so it's about to happen. Okay, well, I honestly, I swear to gosh, you know, I don't like to say swear to God, but I did not know that there was something happening. But I'm telling you, I think something's going to be announced. I just have a feeling. Because I've just been watching it. And I've just seen it build up to this. You know, we were popping the boats, we were doing all this other stuff, and I'm just like, they want that Texas tea. You know what I'm talking about? That liquid gold. And I'm just telling you, I think it's going to happen. So, guess we could talk about this. Also, next week, let me know, what will that be? Will next Wednesday be Christmas Eve? I haven't even looked at a calendar. Is that going to be Christmas Eve? Because I don't know if I'm going to be with the family or not. I don't know if we're doing anything Christmas Eve. I can't remember. So, I might have the chat. I might not. Are y'all going to be busy? Because if you're like, yeah, I'm with family, then, you know, we'll put off the chat, you know, so let me know. Yeah, Jerry Johnson. It's always about the oil because oil is money. So it's always about money. It's always about the money. That's Christmas Eve. Okay. Yeah, busy. So let me know, because like I said, Dexter says I should be around. I'll be around. Okay. Because I don't know if we have family stuff. I can't remember. I know we do, of course, Christmas Day. But I don't know about Christmas Eve. So we might do it. We might not. I'll put up a notice and let you know one way or the other, because honestly, I haven't checked. So I don't know if we've got the Christmas Eve thing. I know we've got the Christmas Day thing. But again, if y'all are tied up, I completely get it. So we might do it, we might not. Sunday's your birthday, Dexter? Happy birthday, man. Yeah, my wife's vacuuming. Sorry. They're asking if you're vacuuming. Sorry, I didn't mean to yell. She can't hear me. But happy birthday, Dexter. But yeah, it is 8 o'clock, so I guess I did not know that he was doing that. So, you know, maybe y'all want to tune into it. I probably want to tune into it. So we'll go ahead and cut this short. Did she shoot the 5.7? Not yet. She was sick the day we went. We're going to be off. I'm going to be off next week, and she said that she will go shoot it with me. We're just trying to get over this Christmas thing. We've got a big family deal this Saturday that we're doing with the families coming in. So we've got brothers and sisters, and not mine, but my mother-in-law's. So we're having a big family thing this Saturday, and then we're going to do our local family Christmas Day. So, you know, we had to get the garage ready, and she was vacuuming the damn garage after we did all that work out there. So that's probably why she just came in the house and started vacuuming. She gets on these tangents. So, but we'll go and shut it down, and y'all check out that I had no idea he's doing a presidential talk, but it should be interesting. So y'all have a great evening. But again, gift cards are a plus, so I'm a big gift card guy. I love gift cards, but some of the other stuff we talked about, if y'all are interested in that, you know, definitely, you know, but what we're talking about now is if you haven't reached out to your family members, you know, if we mid-chat next week, Merry Christmas. Yeah, if I don't do the chat, definitely Merry Christmas. You know, I want all y'all to be safe, and of course, reach out to your family. If they're not going to be with you, you know, reach out to them, let them know you're thinking about them, tell them Merry Christmas. You know, check on them, make sure they're in the right mind and all that good stuff, and they're okay, because around this time, some people get really weird and need extra encouragement, so please reach out to them and let them know you're thinking about them. And all the people that we've lost, you know, of course you can reflect on that as well. But I appreciate all y'all as always. I mean, you know, like I said, y'all make this happen. It's always a great time to talk to y'all. But be safe out there, you know, and we will maybe do this next Wednesday. You know, I don't know, since it is Christmas Eve, I just got to see what my plans are. You know, I don't know. You know, sometimes I just learn them at the last minute. You know, if y'all are married, y'all know that too. But I appreciate y'all so much. Y'all have a wonderful evening. Be safe out there, everyone. And remember, an unarmed nation's a very weak nation. So we all got to carry on. Take care, everyone. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year if we don't talk.